Archeage is an amazing game. However, it is also extremely graphically demanding. In this video, I will help demonstrate what hardware is needed to run the game and help you upgrade your computer in the most cost-efficient way. I understand that people have preferences when it comes to Intel, AMD, and Nvidia, so I'll provide options for each. You may ask, is Archeage more GPU intensive or CPU intensive? Looking at benchmarks may lead you to believe that it is more GPU intensive. However, it actually depends on multiple factors. Out in the open where there are few players, few player decorations, and few plants, the game is incredibly GPU intensive. The game makes use of 100% of your video card at times. However, in crowded areas with many players, many plants, or many player decorations, the game is very CPU intensive, and your FPS will drop without a powerful CPU. A $200 to $300 video card such as the GTX 760 or the Radeon R9 270X will run the game maxed out at 60 frames per second at 1080p, assuming you have a good processor. But if you wish to run the game at a high resolution, such as 1440p or 4K, you'll need a top-of-the-line GPU such as the NVIDIA GTX 780 Ti or the Radeon R9 290X. Usually, Intel outperforms AMD at gaming performance. This is due to developers not properly optimizing their software to utilize multiple cores. However, Archeage uses the CryEngine, which utilizes up to 8 cores effectively. For any processor under $300, AMD will outperform any Intel processor of the same cost at Archeage. This is not true of many other games. AMD also lacks extremely high-end CPUs, so if you're looking to spend more than $300 on a processor, go with Intel. But if you're looking to spend less than $300 on a processor and will primarily be playing Archeage on the computer, I would recommend AMD. Putting Archeage on a solid-state drive will not only improve load times, but it may also increase performance. Because Archeage is a sandboxed MMO that requires hundreds of assets and models such as player armor, decorations, and plants to be loaded into memory, there may be issues with objects not showing up quick enough when loading them, or even temporary freezes. A solid-state drive allows for extremely fast data transfer compared to a standard hard drive, so you won't notice any of these issues if you place Archeage onto a solid-state drive. If you're looking to run the game maxed out smoothly, buy an AMD FX 6350, which goes for about $130, or the i3 4330, which goes for about $140. These processors should run the game at 60 frames per second smoothly at 1080p, however your frame rate will drop in crowded areas. If you're looking to get a consistent frame rate in crowded areas, I recommend either an AMD FX 9590, which costs $330, or an Intel i7 4820K, which costs $325. If you're looking to save money on a GPU, the NVIDIA GTX 750 and the AMD R7 260X are both excellent cards that cost only $120, however you'll only be able to play on medium settings with them, perhaps high. If you really can't afford to spend much on a computer, get one with an AMD APU. An APU is much like a CPU and a GPU combined. Generally, an APU provides better graphical power than Intel integrated graphics, but it isn't as powerful as a dedicated card. Expect to run the game at low to medium at best, depending on the APU. The A10 6800K is an excellent APU that costs about $130, which is much cheaper than buying both a CPU and a GPU. I expect it to run at least medium, based on what I've seen. 8 GB of RAM is recommended for Archeage, however 4 GB should suffice if you're really tight on cash. Though don't expect to have many programs open while running Archeage if you only have 4 GB of RAM. While building your own computer will save you money and provide a nice learning experience, it isn't for everyone. If you're looking to purchase a PC or laptop for Archeage rather than building one, look for one with a decent graphics card, 6 GB of RAM or more, and a quad-core processor or better. Note this will be more expensive than building one yourself, and they generally aren't designed with upgrades in mind, but it can save time, and they may be also protected by warranty. Also keep in mind that this is not a PC building guide, but rather a part picking guide to help you find what's best for Archeage. Make sure your hardware is compatible when upgrading or buying your parts. I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.